Hello everybody, this is Anime Fighter 7 and 2 videos in less than a month. I know neither of them have been real gameplay videos, but trust me, I'm getting back to games. My last phone completely shot out. So I've got a new one and I'll be getting back to it very soon. In fact, that's what I wanted to talk about. Now, I know the care for older games lessens when newer games come out, or sometimes their popularity shoots up. I don't know which it's going to be, but I don't have the money for Elden Ring, so I decided, as the title may suggest, I have an idea for Dark Souls 3. A series of gameplays that you guys will have influence in, but that'll come later. I don't know what the care for Dark Souls 3 is really going to be, but in short, the idea is basically I do themed runs. I'm going to be starting with bosses, and if the bosses do well, I'll branch out to more common enemies or characters from other Dark Souls games. It's very simple. Just if there's a boss that I can play, such as Yorm or Gundyr, I will be playing. Other bosses I can't play, I will be putting in a lot of research into. Trust me, but if I can't play them, then I just can't play them. This is also going to take me hours of gameplay. My very first run took me like 82 hours, and I think my fastest run has been no less than 12 hours, and that is a new game run. Now, the rules for these runs. For one, every run will be at least done on New Game Plus to make sure I have the armor and weaponry. But for further games, it'll probably be New Game 4 or 5 for those that take a lot of armory. Meaning, this is not going to be easy runs by any stretch. Another rule, I have to be in a full equip armory, such as the character's armor or weaponry. For characters that don't have a direct armory in the game, such as maybe certain side characters or characters from older games, I will get close enough and I cannot switch from that armor or weapon the entire game. The only exception to this will be rings. I can switch out my rings at any time. For example, if I want to use the snake rings to farm items or souls. Next is limited stats. Whatever we decide my starting stats are, I must stick to those stats until I kill the boss I am playing as. I must throw out a disclaimer. A second arbitrary rule is no exploits with this, because certain things could do certain skips or breaks. And one thing I'm counting as an exploit is being able to fight the dancer early. For one, it could get you to later later enemies that drop more souls. Or, if I was doing a dancer run, I could easily just kill the dancer right there and have my stat limit eliminated before the game really ever starts. I am calling the dancer early kill an exploit. I must be called by Emma to kill the dancer legitimately. But yeah, beyond that, my stats will be stuck. If I die and lose a ton of souls before I can level up, that's on me. I cannot level up at all. Next off is summons are allowed. Now, I will try to avoid using summons, but summons are completely legit. If I get to a boss I feel like I cannot beat alone, I will use the in-game summon. And since I will be playing arbitrarily offline, I mean, I don't have New Game Plus at all, but even if I did, like PlayStation's been giving out some free online plays every now and then, I cannot use those. No help. Plus, it helps me avoid any random summons aside from those already in-game. Because having invasions happen randomly could ruin a run. And getting help from outside sources is kinda cheating. So yeah, summons will be allowed, but I will try not to use them. The only exception to this is one character. One specific character that technically isn't even a summon. He's an entire quest on his own. Those familiar with Dark Souls 3 will probably know who I'm talking about. But he is not a summon, but still can assist you in a boss fight. And the only reason I will be using him is because it will, at my skill level, some people could probably run this game naked with a broken short sword if they wanted. I am not one of those people. My typical gameplay is a full dex build with the strongest straight sword I can get and extremely heavy armor. So I am not one of those characters that deal well with no armor runs. And without this particular NPC, one boss fight would take forever no matter the run I was doing. So I am just... every run I'm going to be doing the same NPC to help me fight that one boss. Will that get boring every run? Probably. If you guys don't like it, I can always cut that out of later videos. But that's how I'm going to be running that particular boss. Next up is a kinda level cap. For those that only require New Game Plus 2 or 3, I'm going to be trying to stick to levels around 140 to 150 or lower. If you guys think I should lower that number for the ones that I can play in New Game Plus 2, then put it down in the comments. If not, I'm going to be trying to stick within that range of 140 to 150 to make sure I don't completely get smushed, but also that it's not too easy either, because anyone could go up to 180, 200 or something before New Game and wipe everything off the board. Trust me, I have 2 full playthroughs where I've gotten to at least run 6, and wiping everything with upgraded armory and super high stats. I've even maxed out my stats before. I know how powerful a full stat character can be. So, yeah, limiting my level cap for these. This level cap can change depending on the number of runs it takes to make that character. But relatively, it's going to be a low run, meaning a moderate level cap. Next rule, throwables are banned. All throwables, unless for some reason they are part of the character I'm playing. For boss characters, I don't think throwables are a thing. But in later runs, if I do character runs, such as side enemies, some enemies have throwables. And thus, I will be able to use that throwable and that throwable alone in the game. But if the character I'm playing does not have a throwable, all throwables are banned. Similarly to that, all healing items are allowed. This is basically so I have options to keep myself alive, not just the Estus. Now, of course, since I'll be starting off in New Game Plus 2, or would it be just New Game Plus 1, I don't know how they count their numbers in Dark Souls. I've played it like 20 times and still don't pay attention to the numbers. Journey 2, since I'll be starting in Journey 2 or longer, I will likely have a full set of 15 Estus leveled up to the max. But that doesn't always mean that they will be adequate. I have had times where I've gone in with full Estus and left with nothing and nearly died. So, all other healing items, such as the drinks you get from certain NPCs, such as Lap or Sigurd, as well as anything else. I know there's more healing items, but they're not coming to mind right now. Every healing item is allowed, just so I can keep myself alive. Wouldn't be a good run if I could never beat the run. Sure, we are looking for runs where I die continuously, because it'll be hilarious. But I still need to be able to beat the run. Now, this is less a rule and more just what I will be doing for the boss runs. I will be trying to go in somewhat of the order you find the bosses in, starting with Gundyr. Now, since some bosses are on a split path, such as Abyss Watchers and the Crystal Mage, that will be determined at a later date, whichever one I decide to go for. Do I prioritize the Lords of Cinder, or do I do what I feel would be a more fun video? I don't know. Now, to follow up on the Gundyr situation, he is going to be a unique boss in this run compared to the others. Not only because he is the very first boss, which would mean the level cap would mean nothing for him. My stats and level would be released right there. But because there is a second Gundyr in the game, what I'm going to do for Gundyr is my run is actually going to be an Undex / champion Gundyr run. We will settle on my beginning stats of what my Undex Gundyr run will be, and then only after I beat Undex can I level up to a point for champion. That is where the true cap will start. I will then run the rest of the game as champion and try to beat Champion Gundyr to be able to level past our new cap. Now, with that said, here comes the influence you guys get. I have talked pretty early about you guys having a say in how this run goes. What you guys have a say in is every video I will tell you what character is next, and you guys will be able to put in the comments what you believe my stats will go. I will put research into how to do these characters stat-wise, and my research combined with your research or opinion will completely influence how I start each game. Let me know what you guys think of this idea, if you're down for it, and put down in the comments what you think my Undex and Champion Gundyr stats should be. Thank you guys for watching. I know I haven't been playing games for a while, but I thank you guys for sticking with me. This has been Anime Fighter 7, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Hey, Posted Anime Fighter here. I just wanted to say, you might have noticed some words appearing somewhere on either side of my head. I don't know how my camera flips things. As well as an image popping up here of Gundyr. This is because I have found a new editing app for my phone that lets me spruce up my editing a bit. For example, you probably noticed a bunch of cuts. That is not my usual pause and wait method that I used to do on my old phones. No, I actually legit just used the app to cut out a bunch of unneeded silence because, I pause a lot because my brain doesn't function correctly, I guess. I have cut out like a good minute and a half, 2 minutes of just pure silence because I didn't know what to say. So, just wanted to ask how you guys think of the new editing with the words in the screen and the image and everything. I'm going to try to incorporate it a lot more to make my videos a lot more fluid and look a lot more professional. Thank you guys. Goodbye.